up, everybody? This is Ask Analyrical Part 2. Thanks for sending in all the questions. I'm out here in St. Paul. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We got my man TKD behind the camera, and we're just going to answer a few questions. Last time we did frequently asked questions. Then I got a lot of nice responses from people via Facebook and via Gmail. Sending me questions that they wanted answered, and so we're here to do that. We got 5 more coming up today, and so please keep sending your questions. There will be something like right here or somewhere in the video, analyrical.gmail.com. Send the questions to me and we'll answer them. So let's get right into it. The first question is from Sam, from right here in St. Paul, and Sam asked me how I developed all my street cred. Street cred. I really don't. I mean, I guess after all those 40s and blunts and all that coke dealing that I did, it was pretty crazy. All the stuff that I got in. No, I don't really have street cred, Sam. I guess if I could say anything, it's just living in the city has enlightened me to a few things, possibly. But other than that, I'm pretty normal, non-street cred guy. I just like to rap. Anyway, that's about all I could really say about that. There's other rappers around the city I'm sure you could probably get a much different answer from. But for me, street cred, I'm about as street as my yard over there. I don't know. I just like to rap. The next question's from Tom in Minnetonka. What's up, Tom? And Tom asked me a very good question. How many CDs do I have? Well, Tom, I can tell you that officially on the backgroundnoisecrew.com website, I got 2 CDs that you can get. You can get them both at the same time too. If you buy First Date, you get a copy of the Platter mixtape. A mixtape I did a couple years back with 16 songs on it, and of course First Date I released last year, with 15 tracks on it. You can also buy on iTunes. So you can pick up both at backgroundnoisecrew.com, Tom, and that's where you can get my CDs, and that's how many I have. So the third question is from Shane in Milwaukee. And what's up, Shane? Shane asked me, who's been the biggest influence on your musical upbringing? And I really like this question, but it's really difficult to answer. I would say probably, as far as just musical artists go, I love old school music. I love Led Zeppelin, Al Green. That's the stuff that I grew up listening to as a kid, that my father would play for me. So that those kind of bands and artists are people that I really look up to, and I appreciate and respect. On a hip hop level, like I said in the previous Ask Analyrical segment, Nas is like one of my favorite rappers, and he was one of the first CDs, Illmatic was one of the first CDs that I ever listened to hip-hop wise, and that had a very big influence on me rapping and how to rap and learning all the elements and the styles of it. So that'd be my number one hip-hop influence, I suppose you could say. But I also love rock music. I grew up listening to, grunge music in the grunge era in the early 90s, Nirvana, Everclear, other bands like that. So that's kind of what I was into. Fourth question is from Carissa, all the way from Spokane, Washington. Carissa, thanks for listening to us way out there. Beautiful thing about the internet. So she asked me, where's your favorite place out of town to play shows? And I haven't been to Washington yet, so I would like to go there. But as far as places I've actually been, Kansas City, because that's where my family is. So it's always fun to go play in front of my family and be able to see my family. And then secondly is Chicago. Chicago is one of the dopest cities in the whole world, and it's a really fun place to play shows. I always have a really good time there. So thank you, Carissa, for that question. Good question. And finally, the last question is from Charlie in Columbia, Missouri. And Charlie asked me, what is Minnesota nice? Well, Charlie, you can actually, the internet being the wonderful thing that it is, you can actually look this up on Wikipedia. They actually have an entry in there about Minnesota Nice, but if you ask anyone around Minnesota what Minnesota Nice means, it basically is just an attitude of being courteous and being a little bit more reserved and mild-mannered, just doing, generous things for people, just generally being a nice person. That's what Minnesota Nice usually means when you ask anyone around here what that usually entails. But if you want more, hit up Wikipedia. I don't know if that's going to be the correct answers you're looking for, but I went there and found a lot of interesting stuff. Garrison Keillor described it as being non-confrontational and being very personable and extroverted and nice to people. So I don't know if you listen to Garrison Keillor, but I thought that was a pretty good definition as well. And so that's the end of Ask Analyrical Part 2. Please keep sending your questions. We're going to do more of these. Analyrical@gmail.com. And also, I just want to announce a couple of things. If you haven't picked up TQD's Appetizer Volume 2, pick that up. You can go to backgroundnoisecrew.com and you'll find a link for it there. Also, my man Tone Crusher Smith has an album coming out very soon. It's called Big Bombs of Love, so please be on the lookout for that. And then the other guy in my crew, Status Rain, has a CD called Brutal Honesty. You can download the single Tonight. That's what it's called. The song is called Tonight. It's on his Bandcamp. You can also find that at backgroundnoisecrew.com as well, where you can. It's actually the first song that comes up when you type in the URL on the webpage. So please check all that stuff out. Email me at analyrical@gmail.com. Go to backgroundnoisecrew.com, and we'll see you for part 3. Y'all have a good day.